Hey, Doug here with Hope 360. So, going through a divorce, you're going to experience loneliness because now you're separated. You're not with your spouse. You might not have a house full of kids like you did in the past. And so, in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 points about loneliness and how to deal with loneliness. So, the first point is, like I said, you might be alone a lot, and you probably are. If you're going through it, or maybe you've been going through it for years, or maybe you're new on this journey, but you're going to be alone a lot. And being alone can be good. I had to learn how to be content and comfortable being alone because I was with 4 boys in the house all the time, wife in the house. And so once a divorce happened, half the time, because of split custody, there'd be silence in the house and it would just be me alone. But I learned that it gave me time to think. You need to think and have quiet time to process. It gave me time to pray. And it gave me time to just be still and listen for God's voice. A lot of times I would come home from work or wherever, and I would pull in the car with the truck in the garage, and I would just turn the car off, and I'd be sitting there. And a lot of times I would just sit and stare straight ahead at the garage, and I can kind of tell you everything that was hanging in front of the truck because it's in my head, you know. But I would sit there, and that was kind of my quiet place. I would sit there and I would just think. So I recommend find a place where you can sit and just think and just be still. Don't have any distractions. Don't have your phone on you, and it can help deal with the loneliness and just really just taking it head on and allowing your God to direct your thoughts. Second point about how to deal with loneliness is reach out to others. I would reach out to others to help them. Now you might think, boy, I need help. How can I reach out and how can I be a help? Well, a lot of times when people volunteer, they're volunteering, which this isn't a bad motive, they're volunteering because they're hurting. And they want to get outside of their own head. They want to get outside of themselves. And a good way to do that, a good way to heal is to help others. And I did the same thing by starting this nonprofit, Hope 360. This is the YouTube, the page that you're on for here watching this video. And we would share people's stories of hope and how they had moved on. And it was, I almost say it was counseling for me sometimes to listen to people. And then they would say, how did you get through it? And we would pray together and just share a lot about how how we got through it. So Romans 12:10 and 13 says, be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Verse 13 says, share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. So it says there in the Bible to help people. And then the third point on how to deal with loneliness is you're going to long for intimacy. And you probably are, or maybe you will be longing for an intimate connection with somebody. And it might seem like a reasonable way to fill that ache with a sexual relationship. And I would say do not do it. It will distance you from God. God says in 1 Thessalonians 4:3, it is God's will that you should become sanctified, purified from sin, that you should avoid sexual immorality. Sex outside of marriage will negatively affect your relationship with God. That's the last thing you want, is to do anything to further your relationship with God. Hey, thanks for watching. Click here to watch my next video on how to face your fears and anxiety. Did you click on it yet? I'm still here. It's right there.